All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Word with Ty Brownlow. I'm your host, Ty Brownlow. Remember, no one is worthless, no story is worthless. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I have a very, very special treat for you. All the way from the West Coast, best coast, y'all already know what it is. LA is where it's at. Please put your hands together for Miss Dale Harrison.
Ty, thank you so much for having me on the show.
You are very, very, very welcome, okay? Look,
Yeah.
I done already told y'all what it is, okay? LA is where it's at. Y'all know how I feel about LA. We ain't even got to go into that. That's a story for a whole nother show.
Story.
Okay, that's a whole nother story. But Miss Dale Harrison. All right, let me give y'all a little background on my guest here, Comedian, okay? She got them jokes, okay? No, don't get it twisted. She got them jokes. Actress as well, but man, she got them jokes for y'all, okay? Singer and songwriter, which is one of the main reasons why we're here today. And Miss Harrison has a single out that just dropped not too long ago, okay? But it's called Never Give Up, okay? So let me just give my four words, and I've already said this to you. So for those of you who haven't heard Never Give Up, man, if y'all can relate to these four, then y'all seeing me here, okay? Angie Stone. Y'all know who Angie Stone is, okay? Betty Wright, okay? No Pain, No Gain. Y'all know what it is. Certain songs I can't say for those underage viewers out there. But Church Feel and Inspiration. Those are my four words for this song. I've seen the visual. I love it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. I wrote Never Give Up. I actually was working with a producer, well, not working with a producer, but I was friends with a producer, and he had shown me the chords one night, and immediately, like as soon as I heard the chords, I was like, play that again, play that again, play that again. And like the words just kept coming to me, and I immediately just started thinking about like the trials that we go through as artists, because, even before we started recording, we were talking about, the different things that we experience as an artist, having to move here and you move there. And is this right? And I just want this. And I look at Never Give Up as this is the Lord's song, really, who is giving it to me to deliver to everyone else. And then I started singing the song live. So anyway, so I wind up, I'm still friends with that producer, but I wind up never recording with that or we dropped the recording, that producer, and never went back to it because, he's doing well in his own, things. So, when you be asking people to work for free, child, it is just, you better stop asking people to work for free. But anyway, it was a friendship. It was, that song was based off of a friendship. So once we got into other projects, I purchased the beat, I purchased the chords, and then I just started singing the song, everywhere. Like I built it. I had formed a live band during the pandemic, right before we got shut down, but we never stopped because we were going to record my whole album live at Butcherbird Studios. But once the pandemic happened, that was going to happen on March 20th. And so I was putting the band together to like do all of my like live songs that I had birthed and shown the music, and we were practicing. And I am so glad that did not happen because we had so many things to build in these songs. It wasn't like I'm thinking like, y'all just hit me with a beat, you know what I'm saying? And, just us rehearsing as a band every week, we got a chance to like build out ideas that I had. But anyway, we had gotten a gig in downtown LA. And first of all, I had hosted this Grammys party, And that's where I met originally this award-winning producer, Antoine Dunn. So we got a gig in the middle of the pandemic, like in August. And I was just like, heck, I wish I could get that guy to come down here and perform, you know. And then I saw his like story, because you know, I don't know if it was like the Lord sending it or Instagram listening to my conversation and thoughts, you know. But anyway, I was like, I wish I could get this guy. And then his story popped up and it was like out in LA on vacation. I was like, oh my God, you out in LA, I'm performing here, would love you to come. So anyway, he got down there and we sang Never Give Up Last. And he was like, who is producing that song? I need to know. So I was like, well, I haven't even thought about recording. He was like, I want the job. I know I can bring the vision to life. And I'm talking about, he had to whip me into shape, Ty, because I am my only child. I'm just like, listen here. You do what I say and you do what I say. And even though I don't know exactly what I'm talking about, you do what I say. You know what I'm saying? So he had to whip me into shape. And, you know, we started working together. And, you know, this was the first song. Like, I have 2 other EDM songs that I had done with the previous producer, actually. Well, one of those with the with the, you know, guy who birthed the original chords. Like, now Antoine Dunn is the guy who actually did the music to this song. Like, he, you know, song sounds completely different from, you know, what the original thing was, but it's still based off of the original thing. But, you know, we just totally redid it. And, but anyway, I worked with Antoine and, you know, actually invested in this process, you know, heavily, because I, you know, kept asking the Lord, like, for a song that was timeless, you know what I mean? And a song that would win a Grammy. And you have to invest in those things when you plan on winning a Grammy for a song and you submitting it to the Grammys and you waiting on to hear back. You know what I mean? It has to be able to compete, you know? So I'm so proud of him, what he's done and bringing the vision to life, you know?
Okay, look, let me just say, first and foremost, Mr. Antoine Dunn, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. You know, I don't know what the original sound like, but I can tell. Look, in case y'all wasn't listening to the words that were coming out of my mouth, man, Angie Stone, Betty Wright, Churchville, inspirational. Okay? Yeah. I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah. Great. Okay? Yeah. All right? Seriously. Now, it's funny, you know, because you're talking and I was reading through your bio, and as you said, you did make, you know, 2 other songs, but they were like EDM songs, you know, so the sound is totally different than, yeah, you know, than Pretty Much Never Give Up. Now, were you always, you know, into music? Were you always singing? Or, you know, is this like something you like, okay, I'm just going to bust out a couple of things?
I have always been singing. But when I moved to New York, especially when I was in DC, that is the time where people would be like, why aren't you like pursuing that? Like, because my voice, it was able to, like, you know, I remember singing in the car with Rochelle Farrell coming on, and I could go just as low, but of course not as high, but, you know, still out, my voice and vibrato is, you know, it's very similar to hers. And people would be like, my goodness, like, you know, you need to like pursue that. And then when I moved up to New York, I was doing stand-up, you know, that's how I came into entertainment. And that dry heat, you know, DC is very moist. All of our heat is, you know, is central heat. You know, when you get up to New York, it's that radiator heat that is sucking all the moisture out. So I kept getting like hoarse and couldn't talk. And then I lost my ability to sing, actually, because, you know, I was smoking weed. That was drying it out even more. And then I kept going to all these ENT doctors, and And they essentially taught me how to talk over my vocal cords again so that I wasn't getting hoarse. But it did take some like practice, and I kept, getting hoarse, but it was a couple of like routine things. But I just remember when, like, hearing the first EDM song. First of all, now I have had the first song called Boom Boom. I have had that beat from this producer in Paris, like for so long. But I remember just one night, I just was playing it over and over and over and over, and then started like writing the words. And then something happened where I was like, no, I want to sing. And then Whitney Houston passed away. And I'm talking about, and I completely understood like what everything she was going through, because you be depressed. Like if you ever had a nice voice before and then you like smoked it away, you know what I'm saying? Like I was like secretly depressed, like, oh my God, my beautiful voice, I can't get all the notes up. Sometimes I would try to go high and then it would be like scratch up, or, I couldn't reach it, or I would have to sing real, all the things would be low because I could hear it in my mind's ear, but I could not reach it. And it was just, so it started, I started working at it and clearing it up. But when I got to LA is when I got serious. And then I got serious about wanting to do it more. So before I left New York, I took some more classes, classical vocal coach training. But then when I, got here, I still, was about the music, but I could hear, like, now what I really love about how the Lord uses everything, for our good, which is that hoarseness allowed me to find the raspy texture, and that's where I really grew in what my in the thing that makes my voice distinct. But, being able to float throughout the, that I would struggle so much with that, just even trying to do that just now. But when I stopped smoking weed, I could hear the Lord saying, I want to restore your voice. I need you to stop smoking weed. And it seemed like in 2019, every single where I went in November, like November of 2019 is when I stopped. Every single place I went to church on Thursday. Devon Franklin was preaching at the church, and he was like, oh yeah. One more thing. I need y'all to start smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about, it was like I was turned around like, huh? Is he talking to me? And then he was like, the Lord said, be sober minded. And I'm talking about, I had a conversation with my best friend right before this sermon, and I was telling her, I get closer to the Lord when I'm smoking weed. And Devon was saying all of these things. He was like, I feel closer to the Lord when I'm smoking weed. Or what the Lord say, be sober minded. Are you talking to the Lord, or who are you talking to? I'm talking about, it was like every single thing I had said on the phone about why I like smoking. Oh, I'm not gonna be creative when I smoke weed. He was like, what? He had it was my exact wording. Then I was going home, and a sermon I'm listening to from Bill Winston, and it was just like, oh no. And right before I left the church, Devon was like, and I'm saying all this for the person that is occasionally smoking, because I wasn't no heavy like pothead. I just was occasionally doing. He was like, this is for the occasion. Now, if you have a real problem, you need to get some help. But this is for the occasional person. So I was like, oh my God, they're speaking to me. And it seemed like and I was just like, all right. Then I got like sick. Came back from New Orleans on Thanksgiving, and I just came back, and I was just like, I had a real bad cold, and I was just like, I think the Lord was just clearing out the last, you're not even gonna be able to smoke during this cold time. So that's gonna give you 2 weeks jump start of being done. And I just never looked back. But during that time of me being sick, I could hear the Lord being like, I will restore your voice. If you trust me, I will restore your voice. I will restore to you so many promises. And I'm so glad I trusted him, because, he restored the voice that other people would hear, and the confidence that comes with, I thought I wouldn't be able to be creative and write jokes. And now I'm like, I wasn't even talking to the Lord the whole time, because you know what I'm saying? Because I was not of a sober mind. And so I couldn't even have the confidence in the promises that the Lord was trying to make, because I would be like, is it going to happen? And then the anxiety, then I would go back and smoke weed. Then I'm coming back to being like, all right, I feel like I did it. Then I come down and get excited. Child, I was putting myself through it. You know what I'm saying?
Look, let me just say this. I can relate to your story on plenty of levels, because, I mean, man, look, I'm going to share my testimony real quick. I was, I would say heavy, you know what I'm saying? I was a little on the heavy side, but it was because of the crowd I was hanging with.
Yeah.
And like a lot of things, we get our influences from who we are around. It doesn't happen when you by yourself. When you by yourself, it's just like, okay, but man, we're talking years, but recently it had got to the point. One day I was just like, why? Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do I really need it for now? You know what I'm saying? And like you, man, well, I'm this, I'm able to study better. I'm able to, be around people. I'm able to do this. I'm able to do that. And in reality, no, you're just like hiding behind whatever,
Yeah.
I called it running.
Mid-study. Sleep mid-study.
Man, man, I need this to sleep. I need this to do that. I need this to do that. And don't get me wrong, for those who, do use medical marijuana or whatever for whatever illnesses, and it means, man, cool. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about straight up recreational. Yeah, man, I'm finna spend this last money on this weed. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we can have
money definitely went up.
Oh my God. Man, like when you sit back and think about it, you like, damn, did I spend? Yeah.
Like choosing, you know what? I'm going to get the low budget, this, because my backwoods costs this. You know what I mean? And also too, I want to say this too is my not smoking weed is strictly about my journey. It's not about anybody else's. Like, people smoke weed, my friends, some of my friends still smoke weed. I don't judge anybody for what they do. I smoked weed for 25 years and it was a productive 25 years. But this 2 years of me not smoking, it has been the most the production of a lifetime. And, and it's because my mind is now able to believe in some things. You know what I'm saying? I was like doing a lot of busy work, calming down the anxiety. So let me do this. So I'm all over here. I'm just, and, I remember too, hearing a speech from Denzel that I always hear a lot of times, motivational speech. And he always says, don't confuse progress with movement. Don't confuse movement with progress. And it's true. It's because, I will be over here and I will be like, I'll be like, let me do, in fact, I mean, I could just I ain't even sure I have lists beyond list, or I need to do all these things. I need to check these things out. I'm talking about, I got the things to do. And then I will meditate on what do I need to do and ask the Lord. And he'll be like, call this person, send one email off. And don't forget to praise me all day. And don't forget to send your mama that coffee because she liked this particular brand. And it be those things that, taking my walks with the dog, taking care of the temple, and I'll get home and the Lord has done everything for me. Even this morning I woke up and one of my really good friends that I host Up Late with Shindell with, she had sent the song over to 2 huge people in radio, so it's like the Lord being like, rest in me and I will do the work. I will have so many people doing the work for you and I will put it on their heart. So it's just, that's what, my journey has been about, is listening to the Holy Spirit.
So let me just ask, because, everybody talks about self-care. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, man. And yes, people, please, please take care of yourselves. Man, there's a lot going on these days. Gas prices, war / invasion, man, inflation, food prices going up, everything going up. You know what I'm saying? But, as we sit here and we talk, I'm just thinking about self-care and how you were just saying, well, man, I needed this to do this and I needed this to do that. I know I was like, yeah, I need to relax. This is going to help me relax. This is going to help me motivate and concentrate and take my, mind here or there, or what have you. Since you have broken, the marijuana off, and it's like, okay, yeah, I'm writing lists. I got things to do. How has your self-care routine changed?
My self-care, first of all, I re-accepted Christ in my life. Mm-hmm. That, to me, has been my ultimate self-care, because I care for the mind now. You know what I mean? Like, I actually work on the faith. I tell everybody, I'm in faith school. I tell my mama, all the time, I'm in faith school, because it's building the faith. But I do things like, even right before this interview, right? I've been out all day. I walked the dogs. I came in here and I cooked, because, I like to always have something to eat, so I don't be running back. But it was important to me to get in the bath, like not in the shower, in the bath, like light my candle, even if it was going to be for 10 minutes, to get in there and sit in that tub and be like, this is what life is about, this bed. You know what I mean? Because I could get I feel rejuvenated that I have taken that time for myself. When I'm in the bath, I wasn't listening to anything. I was just like, thank you so much, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Can I just say anything so much? So a lot of my self-care is praising. It's been that bath. But then it's like taking the TV off, pumping, sometimes I go out and I be like, girl, you better pat yourself on the back. I will want I have so many goals. And then I will wake up sometime and I'll be like, Lord, please forgive me, Lord, of how unappreciative I am. Like, Lord, you have blessed me so much. And I just constantly be asking, let me just pat myself on the back. So it's those things that I am able to do with that sober, non-running mind type, because that mind was like running, like, I would have so many ideas, but it just seemed like they was just running. And then I would just smoke and it would just run. And I did have I did create some very funny material, because you do be funny, but whereas before I was feeling like, oh, I need this to like create because of my mind. It makes my mind go into this funny stuff. But now my mind can't come out of the create. It was only in there part-time when I was smoking. Now my mind is in there full-time. Like, I literally, from the time I open my eyes to the time I close my eyes, I have a task, you know what I'm saying? And I love it. Like, I love it, So
look, let me just say first, and well, no, because seriously, and we're not going to make this all about this, or whatever, but when you're letting certain things go and you're really like getting back in tune, like it's almost as if you're starting over from the first time.
Yes.
And you're like rediscovering the talents that you originally had.
Yes.
And now, yes, you're writing jokes, but you know what? We're a little bit more technical now.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
Man, I'm a little bit more detailed now.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, this is going to come off as this, blah, 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 blah. And it's a little bit more intentional. Whereas sometimes you're just creating to just create. Oh, okay. This is just the shell and I'll get by however I get by. So, no, look, we are here. Dale, we here. Okay. We here now. Okay, now you mentioned other songs and you sort of mentioned it before, but I'm going to just ask. Like, is Never Give Up going to be part of an EP? Is it going to be an album, or we're just holding on to this single for now?
We're actually holding on to the single with the intention to record all of the EPs at all of the songs that would be on the EP as singles, and then go back and make them one EP. You know what I mean?
Okay, all right.
Because the production, like if I had it my way, I would just be in the studio. I have so many songs that I wrote. I would just be in the studio. I would be like, I don't have time for an interview, guys. I'm recording, and then after this, I'm gonna record some more, and then I'm gonna eat, and then I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna record. But promotions wise, budget wise, of course the budget just coming in, more obviously. But I still want to, when I study how people drop things, like I love how Cardi B drops something every 6 months, and every one of them is like a hit, because you get time with that one, you dance to that one, you party with that one, and then you be like, yeah, I ain't heard from her in a while, and then boom, here she got another one, you know what I'm saying? So that's my plan. I already know which song I'm gonna record next, but it's just like, let me go ahead and promote this. And then, I just said I'm gonna just ask the Father for, I really want to work with a Grammy award-winning producer,
And look what's happening. What's happening, okay?
Yes.
And let me just say this too, sometimes we don't give things enough time to breathe, because we live in a day and age where, okay, what's next? It's like the rat race, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I did this, now I got to do another one. 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 And then, eventually you find yourself getting burnt out, and now you're not as fulfilled because you're like, well, man, what happened? But as you said, hey, we're going to give this time. Man, it's being shopped. Man, it's being passed around. Man, look, I done told y'all what it was, okay? I done gave y'all the 4 examples. I ain't giving y'all no more examples, okay? I done gave y'all the examples. But let's talk about the video for a second, because I love it. And one of the... Look, you up there singing.
They haven't even seen it yet.
They haven't seen the video?
No, I haven't released it yet.
Are you kidding me?
You got the straight exclusive.
Okay, so look, people, I'm just gonna tell y'all something, okay? The video itself, dope, okay? And there are messages in the video, especially when you're singing and you got the cross in the back, and the way it's set up, I'm like, oh yeah, like.
Also, I just want to let you know where that cross comes from. We did not plan anything. The Lord showed up on that day and kept showing us crosses in the background. We would be like, wow, those trees look great. And then we would look at the camera and be like, oh my, not look at the camera, but like, we would get up to the stairs. We would be like, oh, we're going to go up here because it's like all the hills and da-da-da-da. And then we would get up there and we would be like, that cross is crazy shining in it. Like, I'm telling you, it was just God ordained. So my video cover, every time I kept thinking about what is going to be the cover of this, the Lord kept showing me that one image, like this cross in the background, like, this is my song, daughter. You do what I say on my song. And even when even sometimes I'll send out like another photo and I hear the Lord being like, did you hear what I said? This is my song. You send out my song. So every time we went places, like when y'all do see the video, every sign, every street, everything, it was just nothing but the Lord. And the Lord did that whole video. He did the whole day for us. He sent us a band to learn the song that day. I'm talking about, it was crazy. It was just crazy how he orchestrated everything. We didn't be like, let's call up so-and-so. My band was not available because these guys are touring and, they're with other bands and got their own band. And they were not available. And we, you know, I'm telling you how this the Lord song, and I'm so honored to be the vessel to bring it through.
Look, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, but sometimes having your own show has its privileges, and that's one of the privileges that I'm just so happy to have. And because I've seen the visual, and I love it because one, it's original. Two, it's very refreshing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, so, not man, like a day in the life almost.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
It's like a day in the life. Like from the time you go in to the studio, you're like, what's the? I can't tell y'all all that. Y'all gotta wait for the video to come out. Okay, man. But
coming soon. It's coming soon.
It's coming soon, man. Soon.
Soon coming.
All right. No. Let me just say, I feel honored, okay, because I got to watch it. I've watched it several times. Seriously, look, once again, this ain't Hollywood talk now. No, I've watched it several times because, like I said, it's inspirational. It has the church feel to it, and, just the symbols in it, and where it's placed, where you are, and like now that you're telling me the story that you're telling me, my mind is blown, okay? Yeah. And, it just goes back to what you said, look, this is the Lord's song. Lord picked me to, be the vessel to deliver the song to y'all. But this ain't even mine. This is the Lord. So y'all got to take it up with God, okay? Because I'm just here so I don't get fined. All right, peace, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But, okay, all right. Come on, creator. Okay, you better create stuff. All right. Now, look, let's just talk for a second about influences. Now you're from New Orleans, man. Well, for those of you that don't know, New Orleans is more renowned for jazz. Am I correct? But they have great gospel singers have come out of great gospel groups have come out of New Orleans. Great musicians have come out of New Orleans. Man, rap artists or what have you have come out of New Orleans. It's a very musical town. So growing up, like, what were some of your influences that evolved you into who you are today?
Oh my goodness, so many. First of all, they're not from New Orleans, but as a New Orleans native, we own Frankie Beverly and Maze, guys. I'm sorry. I know y'all might be claiming them over there, but guys, we own them. And that's just the bottom line. Like they when you hear band, like, cause that's the reason why I wanted to form my own band, because I've been hearing real instruments. Like, you want to hear real instruments, and I want to sing to the real thing. But I have also too something so special, because I'm from New Orleans, but then moved to DC. DC has go-go, and that is the whole, like, even when we would be like, I would be like, we need to get a cowbell. We need to get it, like, because go-go, you cannot not move on go-go music. I don't care if you have never heard it. I don't care what race you are. You must shake a tail feather when you hear go-go. You know what I'm saying? Then when you're in New York, New York is eccentric. It has its own vibe. It has, it's the, I mean, I can't say the official home, but it's the unofficial home of neo soul. You're gonna see the live music. You're gonna see the people with their own styles. And then LA, I feel like, this is a place where you do it all, because even in my live shows, my live shows are me doing stand-up, and then I'm going into original song, then I might comment on something in the room, then I'm going, doing this, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm back to an original song, then I might call somebody from the audience, and then we might laugh and, talk on the mic. So that's where I feel like LA offers to my eclectic vibe, is because this is a town where everybody is like, oh, we all got 5 talents here. Like, what you do? Oh, okay. What? Just 3? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
Okay. Well, look here. Yeah, I know y'all claim Frankie Beverly and Mays, but Cincinnati, Ohio rent them out, okay, every year. Wait a minute. Them and Charlie Wilson, okay? I'm like, look, if y'all play here one more, but I ain't tripping because y'all don't come to Chicago as much, but I know I can always go to the Jazz Fest in Cincinnati. I'm going to see Frankie Beverly, and I am going to see, man.
And that's
what is the Essence Festival?
Come on.
You go see Charlie Wilson, you go see, but even when I was growing up, I don't even know if we had the Essence Festival when I was growing up. We just always had them come to town. Every cookout, everything. You know, we love our instrument. Even also, I went back down in 2019. Went back down to New Orleans, and I was there, on the comedy and the music scene. And I'm talking about they were having whole brass bands. It was like the whole, it would be like 7 brass instruments sharing different pieces, 1 piano in a row. It was crazy. It was the most eccentric vibe, and I just loved it.
That's what's, hey, look, look, we can sit up and talk music all night because that's my jam, okay, for real. And I mean, I just love how you put it all together, how you carried it, how it started off in New Orleans, carried it to DC, then went to New York, and then brought it out to LA. But as you mentioned, like, it's all connected, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, once you added like the, other side of it, which is the comic side of it, man, now you're intertwining the talents and you're just making this goulash, as I like to say. You're making a goulash over there, and you just dumping more in, and you're gonna have this big gumbo goulash.
Guys, I'm over here goulashing.
Well, okay, so let's go over here to the side and let's go to the comedy side because, as I mentioned before, comedian. Okay, we got them jokes. All right, and now, did I hear you correctly when you said when you went to New York, that's when the comedy career started?
Yeah. I mean, it started in DC for the first 8 months.
Okay.
But, I went to New York after that. I got accepted to Jamie Foxx's comedy festival, Laugh-A-Palooza. They invited me to be one of the new faces, but I had been applying for, jobs in New York because I was a tech support gal first. And then when I was down at Laugh-A-Palooza, the day before it ended, which was like October 30th, they were like, or October 31st. Yeah, October 30th is when they called and offered me a job in New York. So it was ending on the 31st. And then I moved up to New York on November 1st and didn't know a soul.
Well, you know what though? But see, as we're talking, look, great. All right, I know I'm going to ask you at the end, what's the one word that best describes you, but I'm just going to put my word out, grit. Because, I mean, let's break it down for a second now, okay? Man, you have this talent within you. You're displaying this talent. You go here, man, okay, I'm singing, I'm getting my, sing on, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Okay, yeah, I got my regular life over here on the side, I'm doing this, but yeah, I'm pretty talented and I'm pretty good at these other things as well. I'm gonna tell some of these jokes and, oh, okay, well, I really want to do this, but y'all got me doing this. But you know what, Dale, come on up here. We got something for you. You know what I'm saying? But for you to grind it out and, stay true to that calling, because it was always calling. You know what I'm saying? It was always calling you, but to stay true to it and grind it out and prosper in it, that takes grit. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you and I both know a lot of people, they may get in because of, I ain't gonna say false reasons, but they have an ulterior motive. Okay? Like, yeah, I want to make people laugh, but man, I'm trying to get seen. I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get that. Which is all cool. Which is great. But, sometimes it washes out in the end. You wash out. You know, it's like, okay, well, man, what happened? You know, well, this is what happened. Your true meaning, man, it wasn't true. You know what I'm saying? Like, it came out that you was in it only for this, and that's just not what God wanted you to do. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to remove that, and we're going to give you this, and we're going to let you go back to the drawing board and figure it out, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But now let's talk about the comedy for a second, because, man, look, you didn't, man, paved your way on, you know, some things. I was looking at True TV, Laugh Mob, I believe. Yes.
Uh-huh.
So talk to us about that whole ordeal, because we got some other stuff to talk about on the other end of comedy too. What you currently been doing?
Yeah, you know, I was on, first of all, I did my first stand-up comedy set on the Monique show. I spoofed her. That's how I get on TV. I started an online sketch show called Another Sketch Comedy Show with my, you know, ex-husband, Kareem Green, you know, and we spoofed Monique, and she called me on the phone. She called me on the phone, and she was like, Dale, and I was like, yes. And she was like, this is Monique. And I was like, Monique? And she was like, yes, we saw your spoof. And I was like, you did? I was like, you did? And she was like, yes. And girl, me and my husband is over here falling out. I was like, oh my God, Monique, this means everything to me that you called me. You did. And so, you know, I was like, I don't know if she even said, I just thanked her so much. And then I had stayed in touch with Rodney Perry, who is like a mentor to me. Mm-hmm. And he was also co-hosting the show. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, I was like, I want to write for the show. Look at some of the ideas. So when the season 2 came out, you know, and they came back, I think it was season 2 or whatever. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I was just like, look at his ideas from last season, this and that. And he was like, oh my God, this shows you've been watching the show. And I got to show this to Monique. And they invited me to be on the show after that. It was like a year later. And so I did that. And you know, been on a bunch of like stand-up shows. And I love it. And in fact, been on a bunch of stand-up shows. I just had my comedy special come out yesterday on Funny Media Group's Comedy Cube. So you can look me up on Del Harrison on Funny Media Group on YouTube. And that's my my comedy special just came out yesterday.
Okay. Thank you, because now we finna segue into something that you and I were speaking on a little bit earlier, but I really, really, really want to get your take on this. First and foremost, congratulations on the comedy special. Funny Media Group, that's on YouTube? Okay. All right. So we were speaking a little bit earlier before we even started recording, but I just really want to get your take on this. And I know, man, look, we totally live in a different day and time, you know, as opposed to when we were growing up. I can tell you, growing up, me listening to comedy, I had to get albums, I had to get cassette tapes, okay? Because once VCRs and VHS came around, okay, well, then this person's doing this special. Let me go rent the, you know, VCR or whatever. Still, ancient days, you know. When cable came out, and if you were fortunate enough to get cable in the hood, you know, back in the day, we used to, you know, do a little illegal stuff, but we ain't gonna talk about that. But, you know, I mean, but HBO had comedy specials. Showtime had comedy specials. And when certain comedians would come out, I know Chris Rock, he blew up off HBO, you know. A whole bunch of other comedians blew up off HBO, and that's why they are where they are now. I remember back then, there was like the first black female comic I've ever seen like do anything was Marsha Warfield. And that's old school. Like, that's like, who the hell is man? For all my old school people, Night Court, watching on NBC, this, that, and the other, Marsha Warfield, the only black bailiff in there, yeah, her. You know what I'm saying? And she was doing comedy. After her, it was Wanda Sykes. After Wanda Sykes, I couldn't even tell you because it just became a more male dominated, industry, or that's what.
The Queens of Comedy, though.
I'm sorry. The Queens of Comedy. Please forgive me. Man, you got Monique, you got Adele Givens, and please forgive me. Please forgive me. But I want to talk about that because you got the Kings of Comedy, and they're pushing that. You know what I'm saying? They did promote the Queens of Comedy, and then, BET had, Comic View, and you would see your, comics on there. But if you was not watching those shows or what have you, what avenues were you getting to see female comics? And I'm just going to present it to you, like, in this day and age. Like, I think about Leslie Jones, okay? And I remember watching, like, the first special I watched of hers. Oh, my God. Like, I couldn't stop laughing. Like, I'm like, who is this woman? All up in this woman's face, talking all kinds of smack. Oh, God. Like, mind blown. But over the years, and I know we have internet comics and things of that nature. We're going to talk about that in a second. But in your opinion, have, like, black female comics gotten the true recognition they deserve? And if yes, why? If no, why?
I think that black female comedians are getting the recognition they deserve. Finally, you have two dope queens. That's Phoebe Robinson. They bust out their show on HBO. I just saw a poster of Nicole Byer, who she has been out there forever now. She's hosting the Critics' Choice Awards. You got Tiffany Haddish, who is now A-list from Girls Trip. You still have Samoa, who is out there touring. You still have Adele with some date. You got Cheryl Underwood, who is on the talk now. You have Keita Benson, who is a comic, and she now has the #1 show on ABC called Abbott's Elementary. You have Janelle James, who is starring on that show as Ava, as the principal on Abbott on ABC. You also have all these other, Keita Benson was also on Black Lady Sketch Show. You have Gabrielle Dennis, who is on the Upshaws. She started out in, comedy. You also have Brescia Webb, who started out in comedy too, and she has done so many other things. So I feel like, we are trekking that road where you may not be seeing, shout out to Ida Rodriguez, who is, also had her HBO Max special. So where before you had Comic View, you had HBO, that was the natural progression. You had, Def Comedy Jam. You also had comedy as a newer form. So it was a phenomenon. It was just like, okay, whoever didn't make it onto Def Jam, now we're going to create BET Comic View. Then BET Comic View, then they brought it back with Kevin Hart. And then, they had come into the stage and then they did, Laugh Mob Laugh Tracks, which is a different way to do stand-up. So you have all of these people that are getting recognition, but what you have that is in place is also so many options to watch it. So that, somebody got us, right now I'm on the movie on Cluster TV, with Jahan Jones. Who's heard of Cluster? I just heard of Cluster when the movie came out. It's a budding platform. You just told me about your television being on 3 other platforms I didn't even know about. So that's where you are. So it's just like these women are having to, are making their way, and they're having to get in on these projects and on these platforms and then jump on over to the next one, and then also elevate. Like Wanda Sykes right now is the producer of the Upshaws. She also was the producer of NBC Last Comic Standing. So she started giving a lot of people opportunity. You have people like Yamanika, who is like a Netflix phenomenon. You know, she's done The Degenerate. She's done so many shows. She was on Comedy Central. You know, now Comedy Central has a show, and I see Jackie Fabulous is always on there. You know, Chloe Hilliard is on there. So Black women are definitely coming up out here on these platforms, but it's so many. But the good thing is you have even Amanda Seales, that's a stand-up comic who got, you know, her way on, you know, got her fame. I mean, she's been having her fame. She's been on MTV for years, but like the actual, like you see her on TV, that was Issa Rae giving her an opportunity, and that was from doing her own web series, you know. So Yvonne Orji is a stand-up comic also who went in to audition for the show and scored a role on Insecure. So you're having all of these Black women, but even Brandy Denise, you know, she started out here in comedy, and now she's, you know, one of the stars on Power, you know. So many Black women are out there, but they have to convert over to acting, you know, because even right now I want my series regular role, you know, and it takes a lot of not doing as much stand-up because you have auditions that I have an audition right now, I have to help someone with an audition after this. So the auditions pop up, and you have to, for me, they are important because they are the next level in your visibility, which determines your income. You know, the higher your visibility is, the more you can command, and the more quality calls you're getting to perform at these other places or participate in these other shows. You know, so it's you know, it's no more harder plight than anyone else that is trying for the same things. You know, I have a joke where I says, you know, we all looking at each other, you know what I'm saying? You look at the Black woman, you talk to the Black man. Oh, if he could just be a white woman, you know what I'm saying? And he would just be on. You talk to the white woman. Oh, if she could just be a white man, you know what I'm saying? You talk to the white man, and oh, if he could just be a plus size Black woman, you know what I'm saying? Everyone is thinking that somebody else is wanted more in the business. You know what I mean? So it's harder for anyone, you know, even Dave Chappelle. You know, you got there and then you had to leave the money because of having to choose your integrity. And now you had to wait all that time and come back, you know. So I'm sure you had gigs to sustain you, but you still, even though we all knew who you were, you still was waiting on that check because you had to leave the check. You know, it just never ends. And that's why you have to have passion for it. That's what you were saying earlier, is like, you can't be like, oh, I'm just gonna do this to be famous real quick, because you know, if the fame does come quick, may the Lord bless you to have it stay a long time. But normally it's that like, I've been doing this for 20 years plus story, because you're gonna have to have the passion to withstand the roller coaster rides of trying to seek out the goals that you set for yourself, you know?
You know what? Let me just say, that right there resonated on so many levels, not just comedy, but, you know, just even now, you know, like even my platform, you know, and as we were talking, I don't consider this a podcast. Some people may consider it a podcast. I don't. It's a talk show. Yeah. But now everybody has a talk show. You know, there's like so many different talk shows on many different platforms. As you were just talking about Cluster TV, there's like a Quelly TV, there's Tubi TV, there's all kinds, man, like the game has changed and it's more viral now. So, you know, it's like but despite all that, the passion still has to be there. And I know sometimes as a creative, and I know you can relate to this at times, man, it goes up and it goes down. Like some days I'm like, man, yes, woo, I'm on fire. I'm cooking over here. Some days I'm like, I'm contemplating like, man, why Why is this happening? Why am I doing this? What's the meaning of life? Is there something else for me to do? But then, something will come along to remind you of your purpose. And if you're true to that purpose, man, yes, you're going to have your ups and downs. But as long as you remain true to what it is, to what your purpose is, what the mission is, man, it's not the destination, it's the journey. You know what I'm saying? You learn more along the way because once you get to the destination, you at the destination. It ain't no more moving. You know what I'm saying? Now you know. I mean, seriously.
Well, no, the lever is gonna move once you get to the destination.
Well, yeah. Now you're like, wait a minute, I gotta do it again. Oh God. But okay, let's go. But let's just go back to something that so you schooled me. You know what I'm saying? Which, hey, I ain't got no look. I love to learn. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad you pointed out all those different platforms. I'm glad you pointed out, like, okay, man, there's many more comics, but in this day and age, you sort of got to switch it up. It just can't be one set thing. You got to write. You got to be visible. You got to be over here. You got to be hosting. You got to, as you said, living out in LA, you got to have 5 or more hats. If you coming out there with 1 or 2, man, bye. You know what I'm saying? Even if you got 3, bye. 4, we may let you stand in line, but you got to have 5 or more coming up in here. You know what I'm saying? But, reading through your bio, like you were just talking about, Jahan Jones, I know you've done like sketches and, skits with like Daphne Springs, Big Ja, and the rest of, these internet, sensations that are, taking social media and the internet by storm. What is the difference to you, like in, okay, man, I'm on the stage and the internet? Because I know, like, yes, you got to be visible, you got to get these views, and I know it can be a numbers game. Okay, man, the higher my numbers, the more I stay in rotation. But there's a huge difference in my mind. There's a huge difference between being the internet comedian versus, man, I'm on the stage now. You know what I'm saying? It's real. The lights are down. Yes. I got to make this happen. So in your opinion, what's the difference between the two?
What I really admire about the internet comedian, okay, most of them are stage comedians. And I really want to reterm them as the financial comedian, because they are living extremely well from the consistency they have put in for those videos. You even take somebody, an older comedian, when I say older, I don't mean in age. I'm talking about, aged a little bit, but I'm talking about veteran and experienced. Pierre, he is a funny brother that has starred in movies, but he saw the trend and he was like, no, I'm going to go ahead and jump on this trend and start doing it every day. And he has the funniest videos. The same with David Arnold. Like, David Arnold has the funniest videos. You know what I mean? Yes. And those internet sensations, they are trend spotters. They are just like, oh, because I started working with Tyrese Spivey first, shout out to him, who is how I get introduced to everybody, and, even when I talk to him, he's like, oh, this is what they want right now. They want this kind of video right now. So they'll be doing that kind of video right now. And it's amazing because they are doing those videos to, this is their profession. They're not like, hey, I'm a silly person. And then these people are pulling up in Benzes from doing those videos. I'm talking about, I have a video right now on my hard drive of a view I took from one of the influencers' home, where you can see like it looks like a fake view. Like, it is so dynamic because they have been consistent. They have spotted a trend. They have built a team. And they have done it every day, And I feel like it is no comparison to the two. That is their passion. Some people have a passion for the stage, and they, like me, I have a passion for the stage. I did the videos back in the day, and they did land me onto the Monique show. But I'm not a person that will be like, okay, now I want to participate because it's fun. Like I can improv. I can be like, what? First of all, that. And I can be somebody funny mom or auntie or whatever, you know, my funny self. But as far as doing the videos, like when I had a team, like I had just started with the team, and of course the team just broke all up. You know, I just started this series. But what I learned about myself is I do like to vlog every day. I like to say my spiritual thoughts, upload the videos, and then keep it moving. I like to interview a person. I like to go out and try to do a live video. So I feel like, you know, all of the things lead to success when you're just doing what you love. And you can't go by numbers. You know, some people are having authentic numbers. I know some people that have definitely had some SEO assistance with the numbers, but all of those things lead to the same place. And when you're in these fields of passion, what I call them, you can't be afraid to see somebody go ahead of you. You may share the same goal. I want to host a television show. You know, as a person that wants to host a television show, if your friend starts hosting a television show, that's the time to like be like, oh my God, congratulations. Because as a television host yourself, you're gonna have friends in high places. Those friends may be going first. So, you know, but it doesn't mean you're not gonna get there. It means that you stick with what the Lord tells you to do. See, and that's what I had to find for myself. You know, the influence would be like, see, you need to do the video, you need to do, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna try to do the video. Okay, but it wasn't my passion. But when I turned on the camera and I heard the Lord say, now I want you to spread my word. Now listen, when I spread his word, I might have 78 views on my thing. But it'll be one person to come along and be like, I really love what you say to this. Are you free on Saturday? I have a show I want you to do. And I'm talking about, it'll be, you know, like it will definitely, those 78 views will lead me to the same destination as the 3 million, whatever views they have. And it also is what the Lord is putting in me. So I have to stick to that. And that's what they're sticking to. They're sticking to what they're passionate about. And the stand-ups are sticking to what. Now, of course, we have to constantly strategize. We have to be like, how can I get residual income? You know, that's us. Like, we have to be able to retire in this business. If we aren't strategizing for the residual income, then, you know, you about to be 72 years old waiting on $100 at the end of the show at 2 a.m. And that's not going to be fun for nobody. You know what I'm saying? But it will happen for you if you just keep going. It will just it will happen for you, you know, if you keep going while strategizing, because the strategy is, you know, seeing, okay, like, because that's why I moved from New York. I was playing all the hood rooms. I had all the hood rooms. I had 6 shows. You know, you come to town, I was one of the people you hit up because I had a show here, show that, show that. But then I kept thinking to myself, okay, now is this what it's gonna be? Because, you know, you see this gray hair, she has got a whole lot of friends. You know what I'm saying? And I kept thinking of what is it gonna be? And that's what made me be like, I'm gonna have to, you know, I was gonna visit LA for pilot season. And then the Lord was just like, you're not coming back. Like, this is it. You're going out there to bust some moves, and that's it, you know, because, you know, you think about getting older, you have to get to the fruits of your labor. So
look, okay. She just dropped this gospel. Okay. I don't know if y'all really like,
y'all don't hear me.
Like, y'all looking, but y'all ain't seeing what's really going on. Okay. You spoke on so many levels. Okay. And let me just say that was very inspirational, you know, because as a creator, yes, I mean, man, look, I sit up here, put out these posts on this platform, this platform, this platform, this platform, this platform, this platform. Okay, man. All right, you know, okay, cool. Yeah, I've been doing this for like 6 months straight. as you said, yes, we do want to see the fruits of our labor. I want to be valued. I want to be seen. I want to be heard, and I want to be paid. Okay, the four rules. Okay, I want to be paid. P-A-Y-D, not B-A-I-D. P-A-Y-D, paid. Okay, pay me. You know what I'm saying? And I know sometimes, you know, and I'm gonna put this on the shirt. I keep saying I'm gonna put it on the shirt. We focus. Sometimes we lose focus of our why, and we focus more on the how. How is this going to, how am I going to, how can I get this money? How can I do this? How can I get more exposure? How? And we forget all about the why. You know what I'm saying? Which is what started us down this road anyway. You know? So, look. Woo! Pass the collection plate, y'all. Man.
How Satan enters, because
talk to me.
When we are focused on how, then we're not letting the Holy Spirit tell us what to do. We just have to focus on the why and the what do I do next, Lord? What's the very next step? You know, because the Lord says, you know, he'll be a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path. And that lamp is just literally showing us the next step. So as long as we know the why, you know, we don't have to focus on the how, because he's constantly doing it. So we're just like, you know what? I know I'm going to do this because of this. Because I want to do this, I just know I'm going to do. And then we're just constantly bringing it, and he shows us step by step. But when we be like, I'm gonna call this person, and I'm telling, that's when we get that Barnell Hill. The Barnell be like, that's just something we say. And then we be like, I thought that's how I was going. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it leads to a lot of worry and anxiety. How? You know what I'm saying? So the Lord does not want us to worry about how. He wants us to speak in our mind. You know, he wants us to speak it, not in our minds, but speak it out loud, and to guard our thoughts and our lips so that he can bring it about. Because once we speak it, it's done. You know, it's our word. You know, it says in the beginning was the word, and the word was God. You know what I'm saying? So it's our word that carries the Spirit of the Lord. So we have to constantly be like, I don't know how. I just know by this year, I'm a da, and we got to claim it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's it.
Yeah. No, look. I told y'all at the top, one of the words I used was inspirational. I know I was talking about the song, but this whole conversation, no, look, man, look, just stop it now. Look, inspirational. Anybody out there listening, I don't care what type of creative you are. I don't care what it is that you do. It can be anything. You can be an artist. You can be an illustrator. Whatever. Okay. I know the road gets tough sometimes.
Yes.
But we have beacons such as Miss Dale Harrison that comes along sometimes to give us, well, no, I mean, you know, like to reevaluate, you know, what's really going on with us. Because as you said, that how is Satan. You know what I'm saying? And we always worried about how this is going. How? No, like seriously, like I've dedicated this platform to mental health. I have met some phenomenal people that I probably would have never met had I not, you know, decided to go this way. And I am very thankful for them, you know, and I'll just keep it real. I pride myself on making a connection with my guests more so than the publicists. You know what I'm saying? Like the publicists, don't get me wrong, they're publicists. They're getting paid to do what they need to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there are certain publicists, I am mad cool. Like, man, look here. What? They sell batteries? Man, you know what? Go ahead and bring them on the show because I rock with you like that. You know what I'm saying? No, I mean, man, like there's just certain people I just rock with like that. You know, like man, we gonna find a story in these batteries that you selling, bro. Like I don't know what kind of batteries these are, but sure, come on. You know what I'm saying? We can get it.
Like AAA,
right?
AAA. Oh, 9V, 9 volt. Oh, okay.
Man, come on, bro. Come on. You know, what are these vegan batteries? Oh, okay. All right, yeah, cool. I don't, but. And then there are some, you know, that will make you question what it is that you're doing because it's like, okay, like, whoa, you know, and sometimes you can get caught up in the how, like, well, man, if they're doing this, why can't I do? Nah, it ain't about that.
Yes.
It ain't about that.
Yes.
It's about you being sincere to the mission at hand. And once you're sincere to your mission at hand, everything else going to take care of itself.
Yes.
Don't, man, look. Enjoy this journey, and thank you for reminding me to enjoy this journey.
Absolutely.
Like,
and
man.
you know, there's another saying that is really detrimental to us as an artist. When we're looking at other people, it is called compare and despair. And every single time I look across the street with everybody, the feeling of despair is coming, and it's only what I'm putting on myself. As soon as I start looking at myself again, then I'll be like, wow, Lord, please forgive me. Lord, you have blessed me so much. You know what I'm saying? Like to eat, to sustain yourself, to, you know, it's people living in tents out here. And guess what? And they thanking the Lord too. You know what I'm saying? So there's no reason why we not thanking the Lord left and right, doing shows and doing this. And you know, I just put up an inspirational video on my show because I have on my YouTube channel, I have something called The Dell Show, which is my vlog of my spiritual journey. I put this up about the cat lady. This cat lady comes here every single day to feed cats that's in this nonprofit organization that's next door. Okay, these cats don't, you know, these cats ain't got no name. She is just like, and they come running and she's putting down food. And I'm talking about this lady is buying the food out of her. She ain't taking these cats home. She ain't just like, I'm gonna catch y'all. Y'all gonna go home with me because y'all mine. I've been feeding y'all for years. No. I walk by and she is just like, I got something for the dogs. I got you know, and she barely even recognized, like I saw her today, she barely even recognized me, you know, as I was walking by, but I was like, hey, how you doing? And she was like, hello. And she was walking and she had her basket, like she was going to feed some other cats. And that's her calling. And guess what? She is so happy with that. She is not over here like, now how they get two poodles over here that's, you know what I mean? My neighbors upstairs, their dog had the growth on their head. They was like, oh, I ran into them, the growth was removed. And they was like, the cat lady paid for it. I'm talking about how the Lord will make you a specific calling and you can get so happy in that. And he has got the funds coming into this lady's house. You know what I'm saying? That she can bless other people, and she is just a regular cat lady. And I'm talking about she is there without fail every day. Them plates are out there, and I aspire to be that happy in my calling that I don't even have to look at whatever dog is walking by. I can actually bless your dog walking by. You know what I'm saying? Because this is my calling right here. I've been praying on the Lord to change my desires and, you know, like to make sure that I want his plan, because as a creative, you know, you want high visibility. Like the Lord it's not a sin. The Lord promises us to make our name great among great men. He promises us that. So he drops it in our spirit to have high visibility. Some people, he don't drop it into their spirit. I got people I know with way talent and they do not want to be famous. You know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to be famous. It don't matter to them. They love doing a show here and there. And I admire them being happy. The Lord has dropped it in my spirit to have high visibility because that, you know, I like bigger stages, you know, but he's also been dropping it into my spirit, like to go at his pace and go at his plan. not like it so much that I'm about to be miserable because I'm not here yet. How she get on that? Hold on. It's like liking it, like, okay, but if you finally look up, daughter, I've had you on the high visibility. Say, daughter, when have you been hungry? You've always had the money. So that that part of the spiritual journey is where I'm mastering.
So I normally ask this question every now and then, but I think this is a very appropriate time to ask this question, okay? And then I'm going to ask my last question, but I'm going to ask this question before that question. We talk about leaving empty. When it's all said and done, leaving empty. Man, I don't want to be full of regrets. I don't want to be full of, doubts. I don't want to be full of this. I don't want to be full of that. When I leave empty. I gave it my all. Man, I gave it all. I'm leaving behind whatever, what I'm saying, this legacy or, these words or this monument or whatever. When it's all said and done for Dale Harrison and you are not leaving here full, you leaving here empty. Man, just how we talking today, I know you leaving here empty. But what do you want it to be said and done about you when you leave?
When I leave here, empty for me is free therapy in impoverished neighborhoods. It is free therapy in after-school programs. It is also meditation in urban schools, music back in schools. It is also them, my family to be like, she was a great daughter, wife, mother, the most loving, cousin, everything. But then also too, my grandparents left some land. First of all, my great grandfather, he came out of slavery and he owned 78 acres of land. I'm talking about, this was a thinking man, this was a man that was planning for his family. I would like to restore the 78 acres, even if the 70, now we still got some of those acres, okay, in my family. But what I want to do is the acres that we do have, I want to put something there for the, for the community, but make it whatever's going to my family, like that true family wealth, whatever money is coming from going to the family. But also the other 78 acres is like, if I can assist my entire family with owning the property that they live in. Somebody comes along and you own a house and you just own that and you still working, you know what I mean? You got 24 more years of working and you just built the extreme wealth from never having to pay us a cent more. So, I really want to do that. Those things. Look,
let me just say now, and it's funny that you're from New Orleans. I just read an article the other day and they were talking about schools in New Orleans. And I know New Orleans does have one of the, their school system isn't in the top 20, of school systems. And I know they've been falling on hard times. But for you to say what you just said, like therapy in neighborhoods, therapy in after school programs, as an educator, as a person who mentors like youth and young adults, man, I can definitely tell you that is much needed. Gil Scott-Heron has a song, y'all. It's called Home is Where the Hatred Is. And some of the stuff he's talking about, man, don't get it twisted. I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. If you get mad, then man, you just gonna get mad. But some of the first signs of adversity that you will ever have in life will not come from the outside world. It will come from the inside. Okay? And if you can fix that and you can overcome that, internal adversity, then man, you're gonna go out here and prosper and be the best person you can possibly be.
Our family is the way we get a lot of those lessons mastered. you wouldn't be able to master forgiveness if it was happening outside of the home. You know, you'd be like, what? Please, she dead. Come on now. Is she still living? You know what I'm saying? But having it happen at home of people you thought should have protected you, thought you loved, thought loved you, that's how you can master, you know, things like forgiveness, because you can't go to heaven without having forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? It's the one thing. You can't get the promises without the forgiveness. And it's very hard to do. So that's why I think adversity comes a lot of the times, you know, from the home, around the home, in the home, you know, where it's closest to you. It's training, because when you get out here, it's going to be some adversity out here, and you need to know how to get right over it. And they might not be apologizing, and they might not care. And you need to keep rolling, because you know, somebody is not about to sit back and be like, you all right again? Okay, you still looking bad. You all right again? People gonna be like, oh, you not over it? Oh, okay, go kill yourself. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna mean every word of it, and you gonna have to give yourself the love, knowing that that person is acting out of their lower self, and their higher self would never do you like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. Whoop, whoop. Y'all ain't ready, boy. Y'all ain't ready now. I mean, man, we done gave y'all a full hour gospel. I don't know what else we did. Look.
And, you know, I'm only knowledgeable because I've been acting out of my like higher self these days, but very lower self. You know what I'm saying? So I've had to apologize to people and have them forgive me. And then I've had to work on forgiving other people. And then I've had some things that I've done to myself that I've had to help forgive myself. Like, so, you know, it be that, you know.
Well, you know, it's that evolving. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are evolving. And when you are making, man, like Andre 3000, vibrate higher. You know what I'm saying? You are vibrating to a different, like, frequency. You are on another level now. And that just comes with, like, introspection for self. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, man, I'm not, you know what? I need to leave here. I need to go further. Okay. But real quick. You mentioned the Dale Show. I know you also had, a show called Let's Talk Hair. Can we talk about those platforms for just like a minute or two, and where can we see these shows?
Yes, so you can see Let's Talk Hair on Fox Soul. If you go to Fox Soul / Let's Talk Hair, or just search it on YouTube, Let's Talk Hair Fox Soul, it will come up. So honored to be one of the hosts, along with Robin with a B Klein, and executive producer Olu Gittins. You can also see me every Sunday on Up Late with Shy and Dale, which is on 108 Soul FM on iHeartRadio. Listen in on the website at 108soul.com, or download the 108 Soul app from your app store, or just say, hey, Alexa, play 108 Soul. That is every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Pacific. And my own channel. First of all, find me on my website, which is www.iamdelharrison. I'll say that again. I am DEL Harrison. That's where you can link to all of my pages, my YouTube, my song Never Give Up, my everything I've ever done is on my website. And I do my spiritual vlog every day. I've been trying to do it daily recently, is since I got a new phone, I've been putting it up every day. It's called The Dale Show. And, my YouTube channel also has my music. It has my stand-up. It has my sketches. It has every single thing on my YouTube. So you can find me there.
There it is. Now, are you on social media?
What? Of course I'm on social media.
You better drop the girl. Come on now.
I am Dale Harrison. I am Dale Harrison on IG, Twitter. I am Dale Harrison official on Facebook and TikTok. I am Dale Harrison on IG and Twitter. I am Dale Harrison official on TikTok and Facebook.
There it is, y'all. Look, I know I'm going to be following some people, I am Dale Harrison. No, because seriously, like, I love conversations like these, and I call my show my own personal therapy. Yeah. Seriously, like this is my own personal form of therapy. Yeah. Like I love to have people like yourself on, and I love these types of conversations. I love these engagements because it gives me perspective, and I love to learn, and I know sometimes my friends, or people that I know, be like, man, every time we talk about something, you always got to mention your show. Well, I've had people on the show that have been, through similar things that we are discussing, and I am, talking from that place, and I'm trying to be as informative because I pride myself on informative content on this platform. So why not? Okay, yeah. Why not? And you know what else I'm gonna do next time we talk? I'm gonna mention who I had on the show, Dale Harrison, and we're gonna talk about like never giving up and inspirational stuff. And man, it's gonna be all good. Okay, so y'all stop talking. All right, now we've come to the last question, the question that my show is known for. But I would love to hear your answer to this, Miss Dale Harrison. What is the one word that best describes you and why?
The first word that comes to mind is believer. That what best describes me. When you think about a believer, like just take out even the religious aspect. And of course, I'm a believer in Christ, believer in God through Christ Jesus, my relationship. But even if you take it out, of any religious context, believer, a person that believes in themselves. I believe in other people. I believe in the mission. I believe I'm gonna make it. I believe in what I'm doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, I believe in every single thing I'm doing, and I believe in the goodness in the world. I believe in I believe I'm gonna have the promises. Like that's just that best describe. I was thinking of so many other words, but when you say one, I think that sums it all up.
I already told y'all what it was. I said grit, but I'm gonna put another inspiration. Okay, look, I know I said it, man. I mean, look, let me just run it back down. Never give up, as man, just the song and the meaning itself. Okay, y'all need to go go to the website, IamDaleHarrison.com.
Y'all download it. Download. Streaming it is one thing. Downloading it is something else. So listen to it all. Listen, if you can't download, it's only $1.29 to download it. But if you can't download it, listen to it anyway. All of it is, if this song is for us to encourage us, so it's on every platform. It's out there on YouTube. You can listen to it on YouTube and SoundCloud for nothing. So, but I appreciate it all. I appreciate you just listen to it, period,
Hey, I love it. And download that. Support. And one more time, support. Okay. There it is. Boom. Mic drop. Look. Thank you. And one more time, thank you. This has been very refreshing. I love all of the perspectives that we've spoken on, from all aspects, from, God to, singing, to comedy, to Black female comics, to getting yourself out here, finding staying with the why, not focusing on the how, everything, so this is very refreshing to me. Man, I'm gonna talk about that in a second once we're done. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, look, this has been Word with Ty Brownlow. I have been your host, Ty Brownlow. Remember, no one is worthless, no story is worthless. You can follow me all social media platforms at Word with Ty Brownlow, or go to my website, tybrownlow.com. Definitely, you are getting this conversation, wonderful gospel conversation, plus other great conversations as well. Miss Dale Harrison. I am DaleHarrison.com. Look,
Yes.
man, look, never give up. Go download it. $1.29. Man, look here. Y'all pay more for Amazon shipping than y'all do for that. So stop playing. Okay, support people. Anyway,
Yes.
I thank you. Thank you for coming onto the platform. We out, y'all. Peace.